Hello everyone and welcome to the 2022 Memorial Championship presented by Discraft. Terry Miller, the disc golf guy, alongside Hannah McBeth. And Hannah, they're starting out at Fountain Hills and we've got an incredible card today.
Neither of us have seen this coverage. Neither of us walked with the cards today. I'm really pumped to see what these women are going to do.
And our 2021 champion, Scoggins, is on the card. Safe on hole one, and who's she joined by?
This is Henna Blomroos from Finland. I believe she's 20 years old, or turning 20 this year. Super glad to have her back stateside. Followed by Eveliina Salonen. Eveliina also from Finland, besties with Henna Blomroos, same age, and Eveliina actually took this one down in 2019. And that's what you got to do if you want to do it again.
Nice lush grass that we're seeing out here. And we were out here the day before for a little bit of a practice round as we're seeing Kristin Tattar. And it was the calmest I've seen the Memorial in over 20 years.
Wow, really?
And today it's only about 5 miles an hour. And Kristin says, I'll just go ahead and park hole one.
Yeah, just enough wind to make you a little uneasy. Oh, and Scoggins. Really on line with that putter early.
Own eligible to be playing in an age-protected division, but she's got a title to defend. She's going to do that in FPO.
That's right. Oh, and Henna goes OB. That's the one. There's a lot of trouble you can get into on this hole, but I'd say that's the most common is putting in a bid for that putt and going OB. And that's Kristin Tattar. We didn't give her a shout out off the tee, but here she is on the putting green. She'll be in for her first birdie of the day.
And that's got to feel good. Obviously, such a daunting hole, and one where we've seen absolute collapses and struggles and just the worst way to kick off a tournament or a season. And Kristin Tattar, again, no problems with the park job. Discraft, your presenting sponsor here at the event, and we head over to hole 2, one of only a couple par 4s that we'll see on the course.
And that's a great shot from Own. I'd say that's the most popular route for these ladies. I don't know if anyone will... Oh, yep. Kristin's going to take that sidearm. I was going to say that's the other route that you can take here on hole 2.
Eveliina trying to go up the middle and little double action. First the tree branches and then the actual trunk, but not in a bad spot. Unfortunately, that just might mean her best chance here is going to be a par.
Right out of the gate for Henna. And Eveliina definitely has the power. Let's just see if she can dial in that control. That just needs to settle, and it does. That's exactly what you want.
There's nothing wrong with a 4 here. I feel like if anyone came out and played this course.
Oh.
What?
Oh, and turn that right over.
Okay, so maybe 4 is out of the question for Own at this point. But if you walk away from this hole with a 4, you're not really disappointed.
Yeah. Great power from Kristin there. Nice and controlled. She's definitely been putting in some work this off-season. Here's Henna Blomroos with her second shot in the par 4.
And this is just prime position. You really wouldn't want to be anywhere else than here, right?
Yeah. And that's great movement on the green. That's what I was interested in, Terry, is how the greens were playing for these ladies, because I walked with Paul's round today and it seemed like what I thought would be grabby was slick, and I guess for the morning rounds it might be a little different, maybe some dew out there.
Great recovery shot by Scoggins to find herself inside the circle.
First forehand of the day. Not too bad.
And how comfortable when we're seeing now Kristin, who went forehand initially off the tee, She just gets around the tree there. How comfortable are both, well, I'll say all three of our European competitors with forehands and backhands? Do you feel
Yeah,
like
they have well-rounded games for sure. I think you have to if you're going to make the trip all the way out here. Plus, something that they have off, which is funny, I was hearing Katrina Allen talk about this last week, was, or at the start of this week, rather, she was talking about how the Europeans often get the entire winter off, which can feel like 6 months. And she said, I wish I could get 6 months off. That would be nice. So with 6 months off comes a lot of time to practice and fine tune those skills.
kind of trying to make sure she's dialed in here early.
Yeah, she's on the hunt for a birdie, but she comes up short. And that was one of her shortcomings last week, too, in Vegas, was on the putting green. Just wasn't finding that stride.
Fortunately, Eveliina with a relatively short miss. Not only is Scoggins our defending champion from last year's event, but then the other three that joined the card are our three highest rated competitors in the field, all coming from across the pond.
Yeah, it's nice to see different countries represented too. I know Scoggins originally from Laos.
What as diverse of a crowd
Yeah.
crowd and card as we could ask for.
Yeah,
Two
it's
from
awesome.
Finland, representing Estonia as Kristin, and as you said, Scoggins' origins and heritage. We're going to head over to hole number 3, 294 feet. This feels like a must get.
Wow, perfect. Yeah, it definitely is a must get, Terry. I agree. Just because it's so straightforward, and at this point you should be able to read how the greens are playing.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen this course before, they're actually playing parallel to the fairway they just played on hole 2. So where Scoggins has gotten out of bounds on hole 2, she was over here on 3's fairway. So these two play right next to one another. Some years we've seen this basket elevated, but this year it's at, we'll say, normal height.
Oh, great ground play from Scoggins. I was going to mention she picked up a driver, and it sort of looked like Henna had picked up something a little less speedy than that. Maybe throwing a mid-range.
And would you go ahead and say that these three different women from Europe, all three of our longest throwers in the game? Of course, you got Kat and Paige, Jen Allen, but these three also have elite distance in the FPO field, or no?
Yeah, so in comparing them to American players, I would say, wow, incredible birdie from Henna Blomroos, first of all. But we think about like some women who have made their names and gotten their names in the headlines the past couple years is Kona Panis and Missy Gannon. Kona struggles on the putting green, and Missy Gannon struggles with distance. And by struggles, I mean they have they're competitive in both, but it's the weakest part of their game. Whereas Henna and Eveliina have such a well-rounded game that you don't notice things like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And
like, there's not one aspect that you'd really point out about Kristin Tattar's game. She sort of has everything. It's just how much work has she put in to make sure that those skills are ready.
And I know we feel like a broken record when we talk about how deadly of a putter Scoggins is. It's got a lot of wobble, but she is so on point with her putter more often than not. And she's also arguably the most fun person to be out there with and to watch.
I'm Garrett Gerthy. People know me as Double G. I've been making Double G craft jerky since I was 16 years old.
Whether I'm at home or on the road, Double G craft jerky is the snack that I go for.
I've actually found myself eating Double G craft jerky on my long drives to the next tournament.
We all know Double G's got a big arm, but he's also got a big heart. Every bag of Double G jerky that you buy supports children's disc golf and goes to a great cause.
You can find Double G craft jerky at doublegjerky.com.
Big shout out to Double G Jerky. I know they continue to come out with flavors and options for tournament directors. Playing to the island green on 4?
Yeah, this shot looks very familiar to the previous one, but now there's an island. And I believe this shot is about 56 feet shorter.
It's a bold move to be doing any kind of math, live, just so you know.
This isn't live, this is post-produced.
Oh, and that looks like it's pushing left.
Just needs to sit.
Oh, looks like she might have been saved there by the wall. I didn't get a chance to see just how close the actual OB string is to the wall, or if the wall itself is just considered the out of bounds.
I think it's the wall itself, yeah.
So 4 players inside the barricade.
There's that direct putting we were talking about earlier. It's going to bring Scoggins under par.
So all 4 of these women just a week ago at the Las Vegas Challenge. Of course, kicking off the 2022 Disc Golf Pro Tour Elite Series. Easy putt there for Henna. Some would ask then, just thinking back to a week ago, why are we seeing, for instance, 3 of our European players, but we don't have Paige Pierce, we don't have Katrina at this event? Is it a matter of just exclusively sticking to the Elite Series events?
I think you just got to get your money's worth. I was thinking about that today too, just why is Kristin Tattar, she's taken down some pretty elite events, has a major. Why is she at this one? And I think it's just coming from the ice and snow of Europe. You want to do as much as you can, as much preparation as you can.
Certainly fierce competitors as they head over to hole number 5. The downhill, 441. This is reachable.
Oh, boy. That's
Flirting with the
turned
road.
over.
Yeah, but inbound still. So here's Henna.
It's gotten to flat nicely. That's good distance. Wow, great ground play. That's as good as you can ask for. And Scoggins has a similar release there as Eveliina did, but her disc just came out of that flight a little sooner. Or as Henna did, sorry. I wonder how many times we'll confuse them.
I mean,
they're
all
just
these-
always together. They're both from Finland. They're both good.
all these years later, I might be on my longest streak ever of not referring to Eagle as Simon or Simon as Eagle.
Yes, that's
So
a great comparison. Yeah.
I'm good for at least a couple of those every year. I don't think I've done it yet in 2022, but it's still early.
See, this is one tool right here in Scoggins' game that I love. She gets to face the basket. She gets a nice little pump of forehand down towards the basket.
Yeah, she's just so incredibly confident when throwing a forehand, really at almost any distance. As you see, Kristin gets hung up.
No.
Looks like she stays out of bounds area, so she'll still have a chance to save the par.
Oh, I was going to say, she does so well with those straddle putts.
That one was from outside the circle, so she's looking at a bogey. Meanwhile, will likely lose
Oh,
2. No, I was just going
too
to say
quick.
she
Didn't go through her routine.
was going to lose 2 strokes to Henna here, but
I've actually talked to Paul about moments like that. Like, how can that happen? Because it just seems so obvious. And he just says it's, in his experience, it's a moment of just nothing's going through your head because you're so close. You're just like, how can this not go in? That you're moving and you don't make it.
like
And
you're
it's
taking
just-
it for granted, essentially.
Yes, yeah.
You think it's autopilot.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, how can I miss? And then you miss. And We've all been there. Don't lie to me, viewers. We've all been there.
I missed a putt once. All right, they're heading over. It's actually a little bit of a lengthy walk to hole number 6.
This one is fun. You've got to go over the trees or through that little hole, but I like the over, personally. Land on this little hill, and that is the excitement right there. All of the grass up top is so tight to the ground that it's really, really hard for your disc to settle.
Not too much mustard there. As you said, you can toss it up, and at a certain point, you're kind of just flipping a coin or hoping for the best. And Owen coming in with great speed. The grass is a little bit thicker here than what it normally is. And there, for the last couple of years, there was a tiny little tree right next to the pin, right where Owen has landed, and I'm just now seeing it's not there.
Oh, yeah, you're right, Terry. That's so funny. I didn't realize that.
So I'll be at the second shortest hole, I think, on the course.
Ooh.
Certainly not easy, because if you're too far right, you're going to roll into the road every time. And this is hard left. And
not as bad as it could have been, but not great.
You really have to decide if that's a putt you want to run at or if that's just something you're going to pitch under the pin, because OB is directly behind the basket from that angle.
I like the lofty approach. Not going past the basket. There's a chance it can go in, but if you miss, you're right there. It's good decision making from Henna.
Not quite as far left as I thought, so she's at inside 40 feet or so.
Oh, that was a solid run by Kristin.
Hopefully didn't go too far past now. Owen with the 15-footer converts.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get a share for the best score on the card as of right now. Beautiful Thursday morning out here. Most of our FPO competitors are back to playing in the mornings.
Mm-hmm.
This event, along with all of the other Pro Tour events and such.
I've only heard good things about that.
What it allows from a live perspective is that, of course, we're giving the entire FPO round in its entirety, and then an entire MPO stream and round. And I think there was just so many years where the FPO went first and got their morning rounds in. I think they got quite accustomed to it, and then we kind of switched that up for a couple years. So now we're back on this track.
Hole 7, Scoggins takes the box. Yeah, she knew it right away. It just hung out to the right side, never really came in. You want to get it in the green on this one, but at least she's safe. Eveliina going with a much more direct approach. Perfect.
Checking up just before the OB.
They make it look so easy. This hole's hard.
Stand still.
Yeah, I like the standstill. She'll be safe as well. Nice cameo from the spotter there.
And that is fair to say, too. Thank you to all of the spotters and volunteers. So many people stand out there for 6 or 8 or 12 hours during the day.
In the heat.
Yeah, just to make this happen. So thank you to everyone out there. And Owen is outside the circle. The fountain just started going off, and she's got 45 feet.
Oh, no.
This is dangerous.
It's great for pictures, but it's horrible for birdies. Yeah, you can see the wind picking up there. It's so fascinating how that happens. The water obviously shoots up into the air from the fountain, and then as it comes down, it creates this like wind that you can feel all over Fountain Hills. Look at it picking up in the back. You can really see the water moving.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Three basket hits so far, so everyone's aggressive.
Tough wind read there, though, probably for Henna, because it was a left to right. So how does that affect your putt?
Well, yeah, kind of surprising to see it drop as much as it did when it's left to right. Usually if you have a tailwind, it'll push it down. A headwind will lift it for you.
I was thinking that left to right would lift it for sure. Maybe she was thinking the same.
All right, we get one birdie out of the group. So for just 210 feet, certainly not a gimme considering how close it is to the basket. I can't count the hundreds, if not thousands, of putters that are actually lost on this hole or on the Peninsula on the next hole.
Yep.
Simply by people putting it in, it carrying out there, and then 6 or 8 or 10 feet means you may never see your putter again.
Yeah.
Thanks to Jeff and Resistance Disc. I think they're running a special code. Type in DG Guy. You might get some free shipping.
Oh my gosh, influencer.
Just saying. Big thanks, seriously, though, to Jeff and the whole crew at Resistance. Here's another par 4. This is, I'm just going to say it, this isn't fun.
I am surprised that in past years, didn't they tee from a different location on this hole?
They do on the next one. They do on 9.
Okay, I often get these two confused, so that's not a surprise.
Well, there's 3 holes that all play out to a peninsula on the left-hand side, so I can understand that. But, yeah, this is the same tee that you'll see on the MPO side, 570 feet. And if there's any way you can get up over the hillside, that's going to be what puts you in position to even possibly attack the green. And that's going to be a little bit short for Henna. That might be a par at best.
Kristin's form is so fascinating to watch. She uses her legs so perfectly in her drives. And there are a lot of women on tour who don't use their legs at all. So you've got to wonder, at what point are you maxing out your distance and you're starting to see that? You know, like you're starting to address it.
Just thinking how compact, like you were saying, her entire run up and everything that she does, the way she rips through.
Yeah, she really
in her putting
drives with her legs. Yeah.
She's never shy to go to a forehand. We see that quite a bit.
That has a great flight to it. Holy smokes. That is such an incredible shot. That is hard stuff, what she just did. That peninsula is not wide. Wow.
They're making it look far easier than it really is.
They're making our jobs really easy.
Yeah, they just threw it here. That was it. It was so easy.
If I was her, I would simply make it onto the peninsula.
Just off the front of the cage.
Kristin with her birdie attempt. Oh no. Did everything she needed to do. Just came up a bit short.
I feel like there's a theme, you know, after seeing it on the previous peninsula hole.
Well, now look at the water in the background. The fountain is off and it's just absolutely still. It looks like glass. Could have been an adjustment from that.
This hole averaged over half a stroke over par, so it averaged 4.52 for the division today. So certainly one of the toughest.
Sorry, I keep interrupting you. I'm really good at it. What do you think is you think it was on the green or getting to the green?
I think if you're just out of position, you know, like Henna, or if you can't get past the hillside, then you're definitely playing for the 4 at best.
Yeah.
And that's if you throw 3 perfect shots.
Yes, I agree.
So
I think that's what it's from.
You need so much distance off the tee to even get a chance at possibly the birdie or the par.
That's well said, because that's exactly what happened to Kristin. She made a mistake, but she's still carding a par.
On to our ninth and
go,
final hole of the round. This is one of the few tees that is played different from the MPO side. Still 285 and onto a very skinny peninsula.
Yeah.
A little bit short for Henna. I think that's, or correction,
Eveliina.
Eveliina. Thank you. Now you're.
I've got you.
Thanks.
Oh, nice. Finding some good fortune on the course. There you go.
Rail slide off the gunite.
Oh, this is an interesting approach. She goes up and over. Keeps it out nice and wide. I'm not mad at that. I think that's fine. As long as she's safe.
We're talking about these peninsulas. My question, you guys put it in the comments, is do you like playing around the water? Do you feel like that's a fun thrill, or would you skip this course because you're just trying to you know, keep all your plastic. Put it in the comments. I've got some giveaways.
Oh, come on. Yeah. Wow.
Oh, and the look
There
back.
it is. Great putt from Henna.
What a shot.
Yes.
That's one way to birdie this one.
Well done.
Well deserved. Huge smile as she retrieves. Nice. Everybody loves it. Nice putt. Here's Owen from outside the circle.
Wow.
Putting on a clinic.
Yeah, great putts from these ladies. Really well done. Nice and controlled.
Well, 9 averaged a quarter stroke over par, but it's certainly not according to this card.
Day 1 run. Wow, not to be outdone. Eveliina in for her birdie. Kristin Tattar feeling a little bit left out. She'll have a closer look.
All right. Well, we're going to start to close things out. We'll take a quick look at the scores through 9 holes for the entire division. Of course, thank you, Hannah. Maybe you'll join me for the back 9?
Duh.
All right. Big shout out, Plastic Addicts, and all of our supporters as we see Eveliina
Oh,
now.
Maria Oliva, pop off.
Yeah, she's doing it from another card. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Thank you guys for joining us. Like, share, subscribe, do all those YouTube things. Make sure you comment. We've got Double G Jerky and other things to give away. Again, I'm the Disc Golf Guy, and for Hannah McBeth, we'll see you for the back 9 of round number 1.